Hello, Grace Covenant. So, as many of you know, a big part of my work at Grace Covenant is supporting the adult education and formation programs in our church. I am thankful to our session and our wider community for this exploratory time of a new schedule beginning this fall. To understand how the schedule change will benefit our adult education and formation program on Sunday morning, it's probably best to begin by looking at the schedule for last program year. This is the schedule that developed over the last couple years through the pandemic. We began the morning at 9 a.m. with formation, and over the last 2 years that was done in hybrid format. You could come to the fellowship hall or tune in through Zoom. And again, that went from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then there was about a 45-minute gap with worship beginning at 10:45 a.m. That gap was really built out of necessity because of all the things that needed to happen before worship could start. Getting ready for online worship or hybrid worship here in the sanctuary and on YouTube is very complex and has a lot of moving parts. It requires that all worship leaders and choir be in the sanctuary for about 30 minutes, knowing where to stand, what things will be coming on the screen, how to interact both with the people who are in the sanctuary and the people who are online. So it really required a good 30-minute plus worship run through. That was the reason for that gap between formation at 9 o'clock and then worship at 10:45. But if you were not in worship leadership or in the choir for that Sunday, you didn't see that and you didn't really have anything to do. There was a lot of unstructured time between formation earlier in the morning and worship later in the morning. And because of that, we really did see our numbers for formation drop steadily through the pandemic. You see that with the new schedule, those large gaps in time are gone. You go straight from worship at 9:30 to fellowship at 10:45, and that moves you straight into formation at 11. And all those things that used to happen in between formation and worship with last year's schedule now happen before worship begins earlier in the morning. And because worship is the first thing in the morning and is prioritized, we have much more time and breathing room for staff to meet, for staff then to work closely with worship leaders before worship, and for the choir to rehearse. All those things happen before worship begins at 9:30 in the morning. And then everybody, staff, choir, worship leaders, and congregation, we can all worship together, fellowship together, and then go straight into formation for all ages from 11 to 12. There's more time to be together, to worship together, to grow with one another, without having to worry about meetings and rehearsals cutting into our time together. So, this is why I am excited about this exploratory time with our new schedule. I think it will give us more time in the morning to do the preparations, rehearsals, and run-throughs necessary to prepare for everything happening on Sunday morning. And when they are done, those meetings are going to be done, and we can all participate in worship, fellowship, and formation together. I'm looking forward to seeing how this new schedule goes. Adult formation will be meeting in hybrid format next program year. So whether you are here in person or you are tuning in from home, I hope to see you, and I hope to just hear how the schedule works for you and your life of worship and faith this coming program year. It's going to be an exciting time, and I cannot wait to explore it with you. So until then, thank you, Grace Covenant.